Today we're going to be reacting to and breaking down the most insane gameplay on Caldera yet, and that is from Huskers, which I'm going to go ahead and leave links in the description to his YouTube where you can go ahead and watch this gameplay without my commentary, and then also a link to his Twitch where he live streams daily, anywhere between 8 to 12 hours a day. So if you want to go ahead and check him out, links will be near the top of the description. And what we're seeing here is prior to this match, Huskers solo quadded into Phil, and he ended up getting these random teammates, and they invited him in, and they ended up hosting this lobby. Based on the conversation, it sounds like they're on console. They tend to play together, and he's just kind of in there and decided to play with them because they had some funny things to say when they were talking, and they were kind of gassing him up and all that type of stuff. But we'll get to that part. So landing airfield, we know airfield is kind of one of the hotter spots combined with peak. Those are probably like the two main spots if you're trying to go for higher kills. And from what we've seen from high kill gameplays is you got to go for a vehicle, try to go from point A to point B to point C quick as possible while maintaining your helicopter health. What you can see right here is you can see the guy in the distance. He drops the heli here, so it doesn't really take much damage. And then he goes and peeks it. The guy ends up being downed right there. He's going to go res him. He snubs up. This guy's clueless. He goes for the res. Didn't realize the helicopter. Ends up taking those out. He only gets credit for one of the kills. You can see the crown in the next building over. He's going to rotate next to the helicopter. And the helicopter, when you're solo splitting, is one of those things that you can use as to change your position to a more advantageous one, because when you're in solo quads, positioning is huge because you got to kind of get one down instantly. If you only damage one, you're not going to really be in a good position to move on to the next. So we know that there's two here. There was one shooting at him, which is the crown, and then we have this one here. He's able to come over. He downs him. Like he's going to thirst. That guy's just creeping away. His teammate just took off with the most wanted. Obviously, the most wanted probably will not challenge just because they have the crown. One of the teammates is still here. Didn't look like, they were visible. But the guy's in the top here. He drops down. Takes a weird angle. That guy just gets completely obliterated. It's kind of a weird push. But one thing that a lot of the top players do is they're good at recognizing a good player from a below average player. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, these are all bots, whatever. Yeah, likely first beginning kills. If you land at this area, you're going to end up running up against bots because there's so much area to loot. Bots feel comfortable there, and then you're going to be good. If you felt like you're running against someone slide canceling, then you play positions differently. This isn't necessarily how every match goes, but it's kind of one of those things that these matches are normal for a lot of players on console because, like I said, the guy's hosting the lobby on console, and you can see where he did the transfer here super easy. You can see when he comes down, there's a guy right here, and then you can see there's a guy on the further edge of the mini map. He's getting shot at from the righty positions and then just aims at the guy where he knows he's going to be based off the mini map awareness. And that guy, luckily, didn't beam the hell out of him, but that is one of the benefits of floor loot early on, is if people don't get good loot right off the bat, they end up being kind of screwed because they cannot land shots. So that worked out on his favor that the loadout isn't in. Maybe those kids would have had loadout once it gets reverted, hopefully. So he's able to get all this loot up to 20K. His teammates are just staying alive. And they're kind of doing their own thing. And that's what tends to happen. He got lucked out with these guys that all knew each other. They're pretty chill. So he's talking about this. So like, obviously, this is a public match. It's not like ranked playlists. So you end up with various skill levels in every lobby. Usually there's low skill, medium skill, or average. And then there's above average. So you always have that, just depending on the time of the day, who's your party composition. Obviously, since these guys are a little bit more on what I would call quote-unquote average or below average, the lobby as a whole probably has more below average players. Still has average players, and then obviously has some top-end players. In the previous match, they probably put him on their team because if his stats are so high, it gave him some of the lower-end players in the lobby because the game expects you to carry them. And that's normally kind of how the skill-based matchmaking works. If you end up carrying lower-skilled players, a lot of times what will end up happening is they have a better experience. You have the same experience because you're used to being the better person in the lobby all the time. So they put that burden on you instead of giving you a stacked team where you're more than likely going to win. At least they give it a little bit of a challenge by giving you some, oh my God, that dude is crouch walking. But you can see how he's playing the position. We know that there's two more. There's one right here, right behind the tents that he's focused on. And then there's one further to the right. He's peeking where the heck this guy is. He ended up seeing the movement to the left. There's still the one further down the way that hopefully he can get a UAV by his teammates. What is that guy doing? I think he was trying to disappear. He was like hiding. That was so crazy. So he's already got 10 kills with 83 up or 84 up now. So he comes through. There's still one more guy in the area. I think he's going to pop the UAV and that guy will probably be appearing. Likely that guy just ran. Yeah, see, the guy already ran. He's further down over here. You can kind of see where he's at now. That was the guy that was on the minimap. That was the one that Huskers was already looking for. He already went down. The other guy won his gulag and is likely going to land back. So there's two teams probably here. Since he killed two of that team, he comes through. Easy kill. There's another one on this way, but there's one behind him that he's got to be aware of. That guy was still in the air. Takes him out. Boom. And then there's one across the way. And this is really about chasing red dots. Beyond having some intuition and all that. Literally looking at the minimap, see what it shows you. And then based off that intel, then you make educated decisions, right? He's going to go ahead and push this guy, assuming they don't have a C4. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. He's just trying to bait for the guy to shoot him. Now he's going to go ahead and change the approach. There's another one here. He's just going to beam. He was hoping the guy would challenge once he saw the car. There's still the one in the tents behind him. He's like, all right, cool. I thought I saw a guy in there. Maybe I didn't. So those guys are getting marked by his teammates. He's coming up. You can see where the skull is. There was a red dot right in this area. There's somebody across the way. That same guy who was shooting him before. This guy's still looting the body. He jumps out. There's another one in the window. You can see that was a bad position. But that's okay. Good players make bad positioning all the time because they expect the lobby to, like, they can play aggressive and make those mistakes. He ends up breaking the dude's camera. Where he ends up behind the dude essentially, and the guy loses track of where you are. And usually while you're trying to get found, you're already shooting him in the back, so it doesn't even matter. He's like really spotting where the other one. And a lot of times what you'll see, top players, when they know where people are because of the UAV and where they're getting shot from, they play pretty aggressively at eliminating those players. But as soon as some of that awareness is gone, then you see them always play a little bit slower. So there's two people in this area, one in the vehicle, and then there was another guy in this tent. So he comes in. He ends up using the stim to close that distance, slides in, probably faster than it registers on that guy's screen. And then he's getting shot at again. So he's backing off over here, gonna get a loadout. I'm surprised he went with this because I would have probably gone with a little bit of a different option. Maybe an STG because it's a little bit more versatile. The Cooper is very good as a SMG version, a sniper support. At long range, it struggles because of the bullet velocity, but that's a whole other story, right? So they need to get to a buy and buy their teammate. And then there's a guy on the left over here. We saw him over here on the edge of this, where this tent is. So he's going to get this. He won't be able to get the UAV.
Damn right.
And then there's a guy on the backside of the tent that he's probably going to go ahead and work on. They're like, be dead so I can watch him play. This guy just ran past the car. They just walked past each other. What the hell? Oh my God.
Watch me, bro. I'm streaming right
He
now.
just destroyed that dude. All right, so
I live stream every day.
17 kills. So he just bought him back. He could have bought a UAV. Or he could have bought the teammate again. The other teammate has money. I don't know what this blue guy, why the blue guy hasn't bought back his teammate or gone near the buy. Sometimes you notice this with average players or below average. They're very slow about using their money when the money is probably one of the most broken things. This is a terrible push right here. Just being out in the open. Luckily, he was able to spot two. His teammate has the coverage here. He's mantling the wall. He's able to help while the teammate distracts. He ends up getting both of these kills. That guy's bullets were being eaten by the rail. You can see it was so close, but he couldn't hit him. I think there's still one more in the area a little bit further. Up to 21 kills. This would be higher than 90% of players in the Battle Royale. So you can see that the guy's going to be in one of these three. He's moving to the left. He's probably in this one. There he is. And you do that through intuition, right? Like, you know, there were the little circles moving. As you got closer, you knew kind of where it was gravitating towards. You knew that it was likely positioned because it shows rotation every 10 seconds of the actual movement. And that was the only building. He peeked around, you spot the guy. It's a super easy kill. We've seen this strategy. Bounty, UAV, kill, bounty, UAV, kill. One of the advantages of this too, you can barely see the guy. This guy got destroyed while that dude's one shot. He's gonna come up. There he is at the edge. He jumps out the vehicle. We've seen this every single time. And almost all the comments will always be like, well, when I drive around, I just get shot. Well, you're not jumping out and then instantly destroying the kid while they're looking at the vehicle. You're supposed to give yourself a quick breathing room where you're able to jump out, and the split second where they're identifying that the vehicle is empty and figuring out where you are, you need to already land shots. And that's just through practice. You can see where he already lined up the shot, jumps out, and is already on the person so he can start firing. And the person to be able to react of you jumping out of the vehicle takes longer than it does for you to acquire the target where you already know where it is. And that's a huge part of it, is using those mechanics back in another vehicle. He hasn't left airfield. This ended up being a nice hot spot. He has a big game bounty now, which is super important for advanced UAVs. At this point in the game, a lot of players are probably rocking Ghost, and the advanced UAV will highlight those players so he can target them and not die by them later on by a standard UAV. You see he's pushing. There's 3 in there. Only 2 on the mini-map, though, I think. No, maybe all 3 of them are there. So that's 1. He gets the other one. He's just pre-aiming and firing. He uses a stim to close the distance. He got the other one. The other guy jumped out the window. The advance pops off. Now you can see the ghosted player. So he gets that guy because of the advance, and then there's another player there camping in the corner. So you can see he sets it up. And that's the ghosted player. Where the hell is this guy? There it is. Boom. Easy. And that's why you use the advance. And the advance said it was on his level. It wasn't above and it wasn't below. So that worked out kind of what I was saying earlier, where the UAV didn't highlight that dude. When we spotted them, we only spotted like 2 dots when there was 3 players. That's an example where the advance comes in clutch. You need a little bit of luck to go your way. You can see kind of where he's spotting it on the minimap. He already knows that there's a cluster of people there. What ends up happening in these gameplays is somebody like Huskers does the same thing over and over and over and over, and what ends up happening is because he's so consistent, he can get consistent results. Obviously, there's going to be times where he gets shot in the back, he gets killed, some guy just gets him on a stim play, a full team sends on him, and it doesn't work out. But when everything starts clicking and everything works together like this, you end up with 29 kills and still 40 players up. So that's just one of those things. It doesn't always happen where he's going to drop 50 plus kills. Otherwise, he would do that. But very often, he can get 15, 20, 30 kills in a game because he does everything so consistently. The advanced UAV pops. You can see 2 ghosted players in the area that are separated. It looks like they're fighting. He ends up third partying, takes those both out. Then you have 2 people further that are on the advance. These guys do not have ghost. And you can see the angle they're at. So he's trying to go ahead and take an off angle, which he does a little bit. He's got to kind of get up here and he'll be able to hold this one. The other one's outside. He's got to rotate, and the other one kind of had his back to him. They're looking where he was before. He's already came and rotated through. Comes already at, knows where the person is because of the red dot on the mini map. This other one's going to rotate up from the right, so he should be able to shoot these people in transition. There it is, kind of easy. They were kind of looking at him, but he takes them both out, and that's the ideal range for the Cooper carbine. Like I was saying, it's not too far, like 200 meters, 150 meters. Ends up taking that guy out. He heard him through there. Now he's up to 35, 36, with 36 up. So you can see he's still rocking this Owen gun. Floor loot Owen is very good. So he's going to be able to kill this guy. Guy didn't have self. UAV still popped. His teammate have lots of money, and he's sitting on 50,000. So there is a vehicle nearby. I only see the vehicle, but there's a guy in the sky behind you.
There we go.
There's like 3 or 4 in front of you in these buildings. There you guys, you saw the guy cross.
Tell you when.
And there it is. So there's one on your level, and then there's one above. Oh, the other guy jumped down. Pre-aiming it. And then there's one behind him. He's probably higher in the sky. Oh, no, he's still gliding. So he's going to get those guys because those are easy kills. Like what he said, I'm going to go for the ones at the edge of the map because when you have the gas to your back, you're caught tack sprinting to try and get out of there, or you're not really aware. So he's just going to be able to sit on this. Oh, he's going to run this one over. There's two more. And they had nowhere to go. They're running in. Their back was already in the gas. They're already collapsed. Easy triple kill. He's going to drop their money. And he's going to make this an easy game. So they're going to keep popping the UAVs for him. Since that's probably an annoying kill, he takes off. Go for this one. He's on the level right here. Boom. Take him out. He had the little up arrow. There's still two more next to this car. And then like three more further away. He said he's playing Plunder. Dude has 60K. And he's going to catch these guys rotating again. It looks like they split though. So that guy might have ran away. There's one in this building that just spawned. Oh, that one guy has ghost. He called in the cluster. I was like, how did he spawn? There's the stim. And that's the nastiness of the stim. I think that was actually a semi-decent player. He wipes him out and then he's going to get held in the gas. He's working his way to cover here. He's going to use that box for stims, and he uses that for cover to rotate. So he has that. He's going to go ahead and rotate in. Hopefully he doesn't blow himself up somewhere. There it is. So now we know that there's like three people in this building. One just died. So it's probably two teams here. He's going to hold this doorway. He was zoomed in. The other guy's flanking. Nice. You could see the positioning, how it was working there. And then there's another one he's going to be able to creep up. He does have a stim to work with. He might stim. He doesn't. He gets gunned. Ooh, I thought he was going to go for the stim play. He didn't. This is a pretty crazy game considering he did this with randoms and ends up back near airfield anyways, right? Like, so he could have kind of kept here most of it. Obviously, he's got to win on his one-on-ones. He ended up getting gunned there a little bit. But that's how it is. That dude doing the cluster gave away his position. That was so bizarre. But that guy probably needed to use it to get the heck out of there. I'm so glad they changed the clusters that way because that before, that used to only work for the precision airstrikes. So we know that there's two people in this area. Oh, I was like, but he's going through it, right? That sometimes happens too. Maybe he forgot that there was two people on here. He didn't look at the mini-map that closely. He got one. I think there's a second one somewhere. He's shooting his teammate. Couldn't get him. The guy was behind the tree. He stims to push this guy. This guy is blind, focused on his teammates. He got all three. Clutched it up. I heard a self. Was that a self? I think somebody's up here. They had a self. Oh, there he is. Almost. See, he went to a more tried and true MP40. That guy was hiding. He went past him. He needs some plates.
Thank you so much.
There it is. Plate box perfectly. So now we got 5 other teams and still 11 players. So most people are going to be low man, right? Like they're not going to have full squads because a full squad with 6 would be 24 players. And it's not near that, right? There's still 11 players left in play. He's going to be able to creep up behind this one. You could hear him. And then they also appeared on the mini-map. He's like 49 kills. Damn, he must get the rest of the lobby. This is crazy. So these buildings are going to be probably where most people are held up. There's another one on the left. And he's getting shot at. He got beamed. He'll be able to self maybe. His teammate's going to buy him back? Relying on a random to get to the buy? This is nuts. There's no way. They were fighting right here. Oh my God, that is ridiculous. I can't believe that. So we know that almost everyone's on the right side of the zone. You can see that guy right below you. He's going to go ahead and head directly for that. That's who Green's fighting. Oh my God. Like a random needing to clutched it. Oh man. So there's 3 down over here. There's 1 to the left and then 2 right in front of you. So he caught that one. That's separate than the other one. He probably near the loadout, right? Okay, you got the Cooper and the PPSH hipfire build. That thing's going to have a lot of recoil. But luckily the zone's small, so it's inside the effective range of the Cooper, where it feels like it's still a very good weapon. So this guy's camping in there. Like I said, these are hard to go ahead and overtake. So we know that there's probably 2 or 3 in there. Somebody hit the buy. Was that his teammate? So he got that guy from earlier that we thought was next to the loadout. He backs off. He's a little short on plates. He's going to end up trying to go loot that. He ended up getting 4 plates. There's a guy above him up here. They do have to rotate towards you. He got the one down. There's another one in the building on the purple ping. He got the one on the right, and then there's another one further up, I believe. So this is the dangerous push. Buddy will give him some cover. He dropped the money. Oh, my God. That gun has way too much recoil. But at least he got the guy a little bit damaged. The guy jumped out the window. Okay, bought his teammate. That was a trade-off. So there's 2 there. They're actually kind of baiting shots for him in a little way. Easy to spot. Oh, my God. He got him broken. That's the weakness of the Cooper right there. Even though it's with... Oh, no. My God. He got so lucky. Luckily, he grabbed a satchel late game. So he's up to 53. There's still, that guy was already, I think, probably only 2 plates. Now he has the power position. We know there's 1 to the right down low. And then I think there's still 2 over here. Where the hell did the guy go?
Left here.
So they're all low. They're all low. The guy must have jumped back in the house.
We gotta win this game now. I think they're down the hill here.
So it's a 2v1v2.
We're just gonna chill.
He's waiting for the rotation. There it is. The guy's shooting them on the mini-map. There it is. That's a 1. He might have self. There's 2 there. He's pushing aggressively. That the guy was a self. There's still 1 more. They're going to have to rotate. The guy's saying...
All right.
Oh, so he must only get 1 of these. And the teammate must get the other. Holy, 56 kills is crazy.
I hear him. They're getting killed in the gas right now.
Easy, con rotation, no plates.
Good shit.
Where's the other one?
The guy died of the gas.
I don't
Oh,
even
you died
have
again.
So that's Husker's, one of the best Warzone players in the world. Check him out over on YouTube and Twitch. Appreciate all the spoiling content. Thank you for watching as always. Have a great day.